Let's jump into my top 5, where I talk about 5 drivers that you should have known about during the Firekeepers 400. Let's start it off with Chris Buescher. Chris Buescher came home 16th with the 37 car. Ultimately, that wasn't where that car was running all day. That car was a top 10 contender, and Chris, was able to score stage points. And throughout the last couple of weeks in the points bracket, you've seen Chris climb up, and he's really becoming someone who could contend to point his way into the playoffs. If he continues to have these strong runs where he can accumulate the stage points, finish it off with a solid finish. 16th is respectable when you have a day where you can gain the stage points that he did. Ultimately, great effort for that team. Hopefully he can keep the consistency going. The road courses, I'm not sure how Chris is on those road courses, but we'll see. After that, you got a super speedway and then some more tracks that kind of fit more into the wheelhouse of where this team's been running strong, which are the mile and a halves. Ryan Newman, Rocket Man.
Rocket Man, burning out his fuse out here alone.
Wow. Where did he come from? Seriously, I remember late in the race, I was just blown away. I was like, where's this red 6 car come from all day? And Ryan Newman kind of has had that persona. He works on his car all race long. He's hanging around, 15th to 20th, just doing his thing. And then the next thing you know, when it's time to pay out, he's there to contend and get a good finish. And he came home 8th. It was a really strong run for him and his team. Roush Fenway at Pocono and at Michigan, I want to say, did not have the speed of the other Fords. The other Fords for sure were on another planet. And by other Fords, I mean the Stewart-Haas and the Penske Fords compared to Roush Fenway. And with that, it showed all race long, but ultimately with the finish, Ryan Newman was able to come home with a top 10. Good strong run for him. Hopefully he can continue to build this. It's a good morale for the team. Daniel Suarez. Daniel came home 3rd, okay? P3 for Mr. Suarez. Does that get him off the contract hot seat now? That's what everyone's been talking about this week. Who's on the contract hot seat? Clint Bowyer, Eric Almirola, and Daniel Suarez at Stewart-Haas Racing. All their contracts have some kind of stipulation where they either end at the end of the season or sponsors leaving at the end of the season. And there's just a lot of questions surrounding those 3 drivers within that organization. And there's a lot of great morale and buzz too with that organization. But Daniel Suarez has been the 4th driver there. He's been the 4th wheel. He has not had as much success as Clint, Kevin, and Eric this year, though today he showed he was the best Stewart-Haas car. He was strong. He was able to put the car in positions where I thought, he should have been wrecked, and he didn't get wrecked. He ended up gaining positions and continuing to move forward, and he carried momentum. It's great to see Daniel running well, and that's what I would ultimately like to see. Last year when he called his shots to say he was going to make it into the playoffs, I thought it was a bit ambiguous, but ultimately I also liked that he had the cocky mentality to say that I believe I am just as good as my equipment to go and run up front. And guess what? Now we know he's in great equipment. He was in Kurt Busch's car last year. He has shown he can run strong in it. And let's see what happens through the summer months. I think Suarez could definitely get his first victory this season. Will that be before or after the playoffs, though? That's the question. Kurt Busch. Kurt Busch was the show, okay? I know Kyle Busch bows and he's a showman, but no. Kurt Busch was the entertainment factor of this race. If it wasn't for the way he drove from mid-pack to the front multiple occasions, and just how he was just willing to bonsai into the corner and just try to make up 4 or 5 car lengths on somebody. He was outrageous, insane, in all of the right ways. That's just the classic outlaw Kurt Busch, okay? Classic Kurt Busch, great run. Even when he got up in the wall, he was pushing it. He had that 4-wheel drift and everything too. So, whoo, outlaw showing he can get it done. And he was in a mentality of man, I'm gonna send it for the win, because he knew he had the stage points and he was in a really good position throughout the race to gain points. So it was either win it or bring home the steering wheel, and he ended up 2nd. Who knows? Sonoma's a really great track for Kurt. It's a track that he's had a lot of success at. He's really good on the road courses. Could he bring it home for Chip Ganassi Racing, getting their first victory of the season? finally, Joey Logano, the race winner. What can't you say about Joey Logano, Todd Gordon, everybody at Penske and the 22 crew, because they obviously just executed perfectly. They had a plan, and they knew that from whenever they decided to make this plan, that they were going to win Michigan and they were going to do it right, and this is the way they were going to do it, and it executed flawlessly. Though they probably did not factor in the rain. Good adapting to that factor of the rain. Nevertheless, that crew, continues to show that they are not skipping a beat from their championship run of last season. And, I feel like this fire still is from the whole unencumbered win a few years ago. And there's this hater mentality too that's also fueling Joey. I'm not saying I'm a hater. I've always been a fan of Joey. Not to say I'm outrageously for Joey and I'm always cheering him on every week. And I respect Joey a lot, because for him to come from the background he's had to come from, he's had to perform, and the second he got with Team Penske, he really developed and showed that he was a stronger driver than we had all previously noted him to be. First as sliced bread, then just stale bread, then next thing you know, he's toasted wonder. Joey's definitely gonna be looked at as a great NASCAR driver in the future. One of the greats, I'm not sure, but he's gonna be a contender for the championship this season, no doubt. So, let's not write him out already at being a homestead. You never know, though. And that was my top 5. I hope the drivers you were watching this weekend had a good run, and maybe you checked out some of these 5.